Alright, so we've got another couple of Pro 660s here. One is ported, one is bone stock out of the box. All I did was install the handle. We've got a 28-inch full comp hexafiled archer chain, 7-pin, and this lovely half-hollow piece of maple. It's still pretty hard, but we're doing testing A and B, same chain and everything, and the same log. So we should be able to know an actual number. Are there other variables that would make it better? Maybe, but we're consistent. So we'll do 3 cuts. You'll watch me change the bar and chain over to this saw, and we'll go. They got the same fuel, same runtime, same everything. So let's see what we can find out. Don't want to get it dirty now, do we? I'm not going to dog in, obviously. So we're going to let just the saw pull its way through the log, do 2 cuts, and go from there. Make one big observation right off the bat. That chain can afford to be sharper, but the consistent thing is it's the same chain on both saws, so we're going to go with that. This one is 100% stock. It's as it comes out of the box. It has the stock air filter, the stock baffle, all of that. I do feel like it might be a tad rich. Maybe on the high side I could lean it out. But just because I would know to do that, most people who buy these and take them out of the box and run them probably aren't. So I wanted to run it as it is. I think could afford to oil a little more. Is it oiling? It is oiling, as is evidenced by the oil at the oil port. All right, that was the stocker. Now we're going to throw the ported unit on. Still has the air filter in it, but I do remove the baffles just because I'm of the opinion that they do not really do anything. This one had a 45 thousandths band cut. The numbers are the numbers. Off the top of my head, I believe the intake is at 87, exhaust is at 93, and transfers are at 119, 118, 120, in that neighborhood. Squish is at 25 thousandths. Still has a base gasket because you have a lathe, it's so easy to do the base cut. Just another 10, 20 down off the gasket. Unless you can. I think you should. A little bit more. Got to be completely honest. These tensioners and the chassis and all this crap you got to fight with on these things. Part of the reason I'm a little biased towards Huskies, especially some of the new ones. But every saw's got its quirks, right? You tell me you do. All right. Chain up there. Try to get the chain in the bar groove and out of whatever the heck it's stuck on. Okay. half turn here just to make sure we're in the right position. All right. So I haven't tuned this one either. However, doing some blips and stuff, it sounds and feels a lot closer to where I would like a saw tune at in comparison to the stock one. Helps if it's in the run position. That we've got this big occlusion here because I can already hear the comment people saying, oh, it's not the same. Let's flip it around. We'll do it on this end. It's maybe less scientific, but there's more meat there. I'll go in a good bit to get out of that rotten stuff. Less A and B than I'd like. You can see here it's a little bit softer, but it gives us a good ballpark at least, if nothing else. You can see clearly the ported saw is a lot faster than the non-ported saw, so let's head to the shop and we will time them out. Alright, now that we're here, let's talk times. As you just saw in that video, stock versus ported. I will say before I get into the times, that I wasn't crazy about that log. I don't feel like it was a true honest A/B test, but I'm going to go ahead and finish out this video, edit it, post it, as you know because you're watching this. But just by virtue of the fact that on the ported saw, we got into that occluded bark a little bit, flipping it over, I think the hole in the middle was maybe a bit bigger. There were differences, but you know what? We were still able to time it, still able to show a gain. And in the real world, you don't have such sanitary cutting conditions. Every cut is a little bit different. Every load is a little bit different on the chain. So, ported, stock, ultimately the difference was 30%, 30.1%. I suppose there are probably some that are getting more out of them than that. They're a lot getting less out of them than that. But that's where they're at. I'm really happy with actually 30% on these. Could the gain be made higher through some manipulation of maybe the chain? A more aggressive raker profile would favor the ported saw. Things of that nature. Sure. But given the context and the circumstances of those cuts and these saws on this day with this fuel with this atmosphere, 30% is the number. So I like that. I'm happy with that. And if you want to get your hands on one of these ported saws, you need to check out bluesaws.com. Thanks. Now I'm going to go eat dinner.